Welcome back to news. We're diving headfirst into a whirlwind of sports drama and controversy today. Seattle Seahawks star Jaxon Smith-Njigba is calling out rivals after a huge UFC appearance. And the middleweight division is on notice, as Joe Pyfer claims a massive upset win. Plus, we're breaking down the intense moments from Maycee Barber and Grasso's brutal fight. And Dana White is firing back at critics over AI in UFC promos. Stick around, you don't want to miss this. Hit that like, subscribe, and ring the notification bell.
Looking for a fast-charging, ultra-responsive stylus for your iPad? Meet the 2X Fast Charge Active Stylus Pen, designed for 2018 to 2025 Apple iPads. Take your creativity and productivity to the next level. Click the link in the video description to shop now on Amazon.
Seahawks star Jaxon Smith-Njigba jabs rivals after UFC night. It's the off-season, but the trash talk is heating up. Seattle Seahawks wide receiver Jaxon Smith-Njigba, fresh off a Super Bowl victory and a dominant offensive season, was spotted ringside at a recent UFC event. While supporting fighter Michael Chiesa, Smith-Njigba didn't hold back when asked about potential octagon matchups against NFL rivals. When pressed about which opposing cornerback he'd like to face in a fight, Smith-Njigba playfully pointed to players from the Los Angeles Rams and San Francisco 49ers, even naming Leonard Williams as a teammate who'd be a formidable opponent. This comes after a stellar 2024 season where Smith-Njigba posted 100 catches for over 1,100 yards and 6 touchdowns, followed by an incredible 119 receptions for 1,793 yards and 10 scores in the regular season alone, solidifying his Offensive Player of the Year status. With the Seahawks needing to bolster their cornerback depth, this playful banter adds an interesting layer to the offseason narrative. Fans are buzzing about the Seahawks Super Bowl momentum and JSN's bold statements. Analysts are weighing in on potential draft targets for Seattle's cornerback needs, with names like Chris Johnson, Malik Mohammed, and Dalen Everett being discussed as fits for the team's defensive scheme. Don't go anywhere, because the fallout from UFC Seattle is still unfolding. Next, we're talking about a middleweight contender who just shocked the world. Joe Pyfer shocks middleweight division at UFC Seattle. Joe Pyfer is officially on the map. After a stunning second-round TKO victory over former champion Israel Adesanya at UFC Fight Night 271 in Seattle, Pyfer has thrown his name into the hat for middleweight contendership. This win marks his 4th consecutive victory inside the octagon, proving he's a force to be reckoned with. Despite the monumental win, Pyfer didn't make a post-fight call-out, leaving many to speculate about his immediate future and perceived place in the division. The middleweight landscape is currently dominated by the upcoming championship bout between Khamzat Chimaev and Sean Strickland, but Pyfer's dominant performance against a legend like Adesanya has certainly elevated his status. While he might not be ready for a title shot just yet, a potential showdown with another rising contender like Caio Borralho could serve as a crucial title eliminator. Fans and analysts are dissecting Pyfer's performance, praising his grappling and striking. The middleweight division is buzzing with the possibility of new challengers emerging, and Pyfer has undoubtedly made his case for a significant fight next. His victory over Adesanya is being hailed as the biggest of his career, catapulting him up the rankings. But the drama at UFC Seattle wasn't just about the main card upsets. Get ready for a breakdown of a fight that left everyone concerned. Intense concern after Maycee Barber versus Grasso bout. UFC Fight Night 271 in Seattle delivered a fight that had fans on the edge of their seats, but also left many deeply concerned for the fighters' well-being. The highly anticipated matchup between Maycee Barber and Grasso featured brutal exchanges, including a shocking knockout and a dangerous chokehold that raised serious questions. Details surrounding the fight's most intense moments are still being analyzed, with replays highlighting the sheer power and resilience displayed by both Barber and Grasso. The fight showcased the extreme physicality and dedication of these athletes, but also the inherent risks involved in professional MMA. The outcome and the severity of any potential injuries are now a major point of discussion among fight enthusiasts and medical professionals. The MMA community is abuzz, debating the intensity of the fight and the safety protocols in place. Fans are expressing a mix of awe at the fighters' performances and worry about their physical condition following such a grueling contest. The discussion extends to the broader implications for fighter safety in the sport. And speaking of controversy at UFC Seattle, the promotion's leader is facing heat. Dana White is firing back at critics in a big way. Dana White defends UFC's AI use amidst backlash. UFC President Dana White is pushing back hard against criticism regarding the promotion's use of artificial intelligence in its promotional materials. Amidst a growing trend of companies facing backlash for replacing human artists with AI, White has dismissed the concerns, asserting that AI is the future and that the UFC will embrace it. During the UFC Seattle post-fight press conference, White was directly questioned about the backlash. His response was blunt. "Give me a F** break." He further elaborated that the UFC is in control of its production and that external partners like Paramount are not dictating their creative choices. This stance comes as the UFC faces concurrent criticism for matchmaking and overall event quality in early 2026. Fans and industry observers are divided, with many expressing disappointment and labeling the use of AI as lazy and disrespectful to artists. Others, however, acknowledge the inevitability of AI's integration into various industries. White's dismissive attitude has ignited a firestorm of debate online about the direction of UFC's creative output and the broader implications for the fight promotion industry. That's all the news for today. But before you go, let's do a quick recap of everything we covered. And that's a wrap on today's top stories. We saw Seahawks star Jaxon Smith-Njigba calling out rivals during a UFC appearance, Joe Pyfer making a huge statement in the middleweight division with a win over Israel Adesanya, the intense and concerning moments from Maycee Barber versus Alexa Grasso, and Dana White's fiery defense of AI use in UFC promos. Don't miss out on any of the action. Make sure you're subscribed, hit that notification bell, leave a comment with your thoughts, and follow us on all social media platforms for more exclusive content. We'll see you next time.